Tomorrow, a very crucial day for Bitcoin. What happens tomorrow will determine the future of this price action, both in the short term and in the long term. As the CPI inflation data will be released, we are going to experience extreme volatility, short term and long term. And we're going to be talking about exactly what you need to know, how to be prepared for this news. So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click that bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the most timely Bitcoin updates here on YouTube. And tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, the inflation data will be released. And right now, they are forecasting that inflation is going to come down by 0.3%. Now, if inflation is lower than forecasted, right, they're predicting it will go down 0.3%. If it's even lower than 0.3%, this could be extremely bullish for stocks and for Bitcoin. However, if they throw a curveball and inflation is higher than predicted, this could be very, very bearish for Bitcoin, and it could actually take us out of our current uptrend. We might actually even see a lower low. So if we take a look at the actual chart here, let's just take a look historically at what has happened when this CPI data comes out bullish. The past few times we have gotten this release, they've been doing it every single month. It's coming out. Take a look right here. Even back in November, after the FTX dump happened, even then, this news was bullish enough to give us a significant pump to the upside. When the CPI data came out bullish, we actually ended up with a 16% move to the upside, even after all the FTX FUD. And then, of course, in December, when the CPI data came out, we saw that we did get a move to the upside because the market got very excited that inflation was coming lower. We saw a 7% move to the upside right there for Bitcoin. And then most recently in January, when the CPI data came out bullish, showing that inflation had gone down, well, this led to our last massive pump, where pretty much now, I mean, we have gotten, what was that, like a 35% move to the upside, something like that? Yeah, about a 30% move to the upside. So clearly, although we trade the charts and we don't trade the news, oftentimes the CPI data being released can act as a catalyst that can launch Bitcoin in the direction of what the charts are saying. Now, here is the real curveball right now. These charts are ambiguous. There are bearish signs and there are bullish signs right now on this Bitcoin chart. Let's first talk about the bullish signs, then we'll talk about the bearish signs, and then we're going to be talking about the exact things that we need to be looking for in order to play this price action properly. Here are the bullish signs. We are in a very clear uptrend after bottoming out. In November, we have put in our low, our high, our higher low, and our higher high, and now we are coming back down to retest a key zone of support. If the inflation data comes out bullish tomorrow, I believe there is a good chance that we will actually hold this zone of support. Now, I'm not talking about in the moment, because in the moment when this news comes out, we're going to see a Darth Maul candle. We're going to wick down. We're going to wick up. It's going to stop everybody out of their trades before the market actually settles down and makes a decision. But this zone right here, between, I would say, around 20,500 and our current support, this very well could hold. It's a key support resistance flip, and we could see another move to the upside. If we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we are actually printing multiple drives now of bullish divergence as we come right down to this key level of support. It's actually quite amazing. We are seeing right now that as the price is coming down, we are getting higher momentum waves on market Cipher B. We got this wave right here, and we got this wave right here, giving us the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern where we have that juicy left cheek, nice and the big and the nice and the round and the juicy with the ravioli, right? And the sausages and the tomatoes and the gravy. Then we have that skinny old right butt cheek over here, all right? She got a Brooklyn accent. She smokes too many cigarettes. Right, you know, she's the waitress at the diner. She got the veins popping out of her neck with the Brooklyn accent. That's exactly what we got down here. Now, something else we got on the chart is the fact that the money flow on market Cipher B is also getting thinner, closer to the zero line as the price is getting lower. Right, it's very, very interesting, because this is something that we do not see very, very often here. Right, this is actually a rare bottom signal on market Cipher B. It's the opposite of the top signal that we got before we put in that high, where, you know, we gave the short setup from the top. By the way, we gave the short setup from the top in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We even gave the exact level for the bottom, 21,468. Gave these levels in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. If you want to join the community where we give the trade setups in advance, we gave the long from the exact bottom at 16.3, the short from the exact top at $4,000, and then we gave this key level right here where we're currently holding support. Join the community, patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, if you want to take advantage of 0% limit fees on ByBit, Link in the description, of course, only if you know how to trade. If you don't know how to trade on ByBit, guys, I'm not here to shill you an exchange, because if you don't know how to trade and you try to trade, your girlfriend's going to dump you. You're going to lose your sneakers. You're going to lose all your socks. You're going to have holes in your underwear, and it's going to be a horrible time, okay? But if you do know how to trade, it's actually a good deal. So let's get back to the chart. We are getting our bullish divergences, the uneven butt cheek pattern, as we are coming to support, and we understand that this level is the pre-FTX dump level. It's a very, very crucial zone of support and resistance right now. And also, if we take a look at the daily time frame, we are also doing something very, very significant, which is we are actually now printing a very slight, but ever so slightly now, we are printing a hidden bullish divergence on the daily, where the momentum is getting lower as the price is getting higher, giving us a continuation pattern as we come to key support, okay? Now, we are being primed, in my opinion, for some bullish news, which could really spark a big move, stop out a lot of shorts, bring us back up to these highs, the next major zone of resistance. However, there are some bearish signs on the chart as well. If we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, although we are getting the bullish divergences, we did see the money flow really start to come out here, and if we're going to the daily time frame, we can also start to see the money flow is getting lower. What this means is if the CPI news comes out bearish, there's a really good chance that we could lose this support, and if we lose this support, then we are looking down to much, much lower Bitcoin prices. First of all, we would be coming down to the zone that we have down here around 16,800 to around 15, the high 15s, right? Because when we are looking at volume here on a chart, we would be looking down to the low of this value area. That would just be the next major zone of support. Now, we have to be very, very careful here, because right now there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. People don't know what is going to happen. We have to be open for many things. So these are the two major scenarios that could play out. Now, in the short term, when this news comes out, I guarantee we are going to get lots of volatility. We're going to stop out many, many traders. And for this, we need to clearly understand what is happening locally so that we don't get chopped up, okay? It's best, especially if you don't know what you are doing in trading, that you sit on the sidelines until things settle down. But we have been trading in this sideways range for the past few days since the weekend. These levels have been respected very, very nicely. In fact, what has happened when we came up here on Sunday, we saw very, very clear confirmations that as the price was getting higher, I'm going to go to an order flow chart right here. As the price was getting higher, coming up to a key zone of resistance, as we can see right here on this chart, we were actually seeing the retail traders were actually FOMOing into long positions right up here. And we saw the whales actually absorbing those retail traders FOMOing long, and that allowed for us to enter into the short trade that I'm currently in right here. And I will actually close this short trade now if we start to make a higher high on this chart. But I've taken a profit, stop loss to entry, all that. Then when we come down to the low of this range earlier today, we saw just the exact opposite on the order flow chart. This is coinanalyze.net, a free tool. As we came down here, we actually saw a whole bunch of people FOMOing short at support, getting absorbed by bigger players, and then they pushed the price up, which actually made for the long trade that I'm also in right now. And so we need to be aware that whatever happens to these markets, there's always going to be a liquidity grab. The market is always trying to wreck as many people as possible. So we need to put ourselves in the position of thinking, if I was a whale or if I was a market maker and I was trying to fill up a big order and I needed a lot of liquidity, where would I be looking to do that? Right? And so we need to be thinking, what would stop out the most people? What would wreck the most people? Well, clearly coming down and taking out all these lows wrecked the most longs, which allowed the whales to fill a long order here to push the price up. And clearly taking out all these highs up here yesterday allowed the whales to fill a big short order after stopping out all the people that were already short. So in the short term, there are two main areas that we need to be aware of. Area number one for me is going to be the Fibonacci golden pocket from the last high to the low that we have put in. The reason why is because this would actually stop out pretty much everybody who is short in this zone. and would allow us to basically stop everybody out and then get a real reversal to the downside. So if the news comes out bearish, be watching for the double cross, right? Look at this, a beautiful support resistance flip right into the golden pocket. Be watching for the double cross. We get a big pump, people FOMO long, boom. We come up here, we look for bearish divergences on market Cipher B, and bam, we can get a move back down. That is in the case of, let's say we get some very bearish news. That is something that I would be looking for. Let's say we get some bullish news. Then what am I looking for? I would be looking for price to stop out everybody who's longing the bullish news, and I would look for price to come down a little bit lower. And one of the key levels that I'm personally keeping my eye on is going to be this Fibonacci 786 level at around $21,100, because what this would do is it would basically drop us enough to make people think, all right, we're going down, there's no hope. It would stop out everybody who's long, but a lot of people are waiting for us to take out this level before entering into a long trade. So we would stop out everybody who's long, we would front run people who are looking for longs lower, and then we could get a move to the upside. These are just some of the scenarios that I am actually planning for right now. And either way, we do have to be prepared for whatever this news comes out. I do believe is going to be the macro direction of Bitcoin for the coming few weeks. So if the news comes out bearish and inflation is higher than expected, we do need to be prepared for more downside. But that being said, even though I do believe we need to be prepared for more downside, let us not lose sight of the fact that we are right now in a very crucial point as far as this market cycle goes. We are, in my opinion, at the bottom of the bear market. I don't believe we're in a bull market, but I do believe we are at the bottom of a bear market. And historically speaking, every single time we come down to the area between the 786 and the 886 fib and we print this green dot on market Cipher B, it means the bear market is over. But historically speaking, we always do get a relief rally and then put in a double bottom. We get a relief rally and then we put in a double bottom, giving back almost all of our gains. So this CPI data, although I do believe that the bottom of the bear market is in, if this comes out much more bearish than expected, don't be surprised if it acts as a catalyst to now give us a double bottom or even a lower low before we start that real move to the upside. Now, unabashedly, guys, I am bullish on Bitcoin. I do believe that we are going to see another bull market. I actually do believe that the Federal Reserve is going to pivot. And speaking of that, they are actually changing the way they calculate the CPI starting tomorrow, which means I believe moving forward in February and beyond, we are going to start to see inflation drastically come down. As Jerome Powell said in his last press conference that they did with him when he gave some comments about the jobs report being stronger than expected, he said expect lower inflation in 2023. They're changing the way they calculate inflation, guys, which means on paper inflation is going to go down. And when inflation goes down on paper, not talking about real life, we know in real life inflation is high, but real life doesn't matter. Only on paper matters when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, because the whole market is manipulated. The whole market is manipulated. We saw this in 2020 when the entire economy shut down for a year, yet the stock market hit a new all-time high. Everything is manipulated. So if inflation is going down on paper, that is meaning that the Federal Reserve is now going to have to stimulate the economy. How are they going to do that? They're going to do that by lowering interest rates. They're going to do that by potentially even starting to print money again. And as soon as they do that, it is going to cause things to go crazy. We are going to see crypto go crazy. We are going to see the stock market go crazy. That is it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. 20% discount on the trading courses at jasoncaspertrading.com. 14-day free trial on the trading bot. Patreon.com/JasonCasper to join the community. And that is it, guys. May God bless you all in the name of Jesus the Messiah. I pray everybody is super blessed, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.